What's good, y'all? This your boy Doc Sweets, and here are the 5 nastiest sex scenes in classic lit. Number 5, The Canterbury Tales by Geoffrey Chaucer. In The Miller's Tale, we learned that players been tossing salads long before ranch dressing was the white sauce of choice. See, homie Absalom trying to holler at this married dame Allison, but she ain't feeling it. He stands outside her window at night begging to get a little touch tongue action. Dark was the night like to pitch her cold, and at the window out she put her hole. Yeah, she did. Anyway, and Absalom had better know worse than this, that with his mouth her naked ass he kissed. So basically, Allison tricked Absalom into eating booty, and Absalom got all up in there. Chaucer says, before he was aware, had savored it, meaning brother was into it. Back he started, for well he knew a woman has no beard. Damn! Absalom found pubes on his tongue and realized he had accidentally been down on the brown. Number 4, Madame Bovary by Gustave Flaubert. Gold digger Emma is trying to get some loving on the DL from sugar daddy Rodolphe. Emma's dress gets all tangled, so she carpe diems that shiz and whips out her oddly pale nipples and titties. Hiding her face with a long trimmer, she gave herself up to him. Girl didn't want the ugly face some ladies get during sex. Brothers, you know the face. So she looked away before he slid into home base. She heard a vague, prolonged cry, and she listened to it in silence as it lost itself like a kind of music in the last vibrations of her tingling nerves. Brother didn't even have to ask if she faked it. Respect. Number 3, Tropic of Cancer by Henry Miller. Miller tells his life story of words and veiny swords, remembering fondly one trick in particular from the hood. There was something about her eloquence at that moment, and the way she thrust her rose bush under my nose, which remains unforgettable. Basically, he dug hard the way she sat on his face. It was no longer just her private organ, but a treasure, a magic, potent treasure, a God-given thing. Homie Miller here is saying that even though that girl was a prostitute, that ooh-wee was still more than alright. It might as well have been wearing a tiara. Number 2, Gulliver's Travels by Jonathan Swift. So this dude Gulliver is off for some sailing adventure and ends up trapped in a land of tall-ass giants. The giant hotties make Gulliver their sex toy. Totally every shorty's fantasy. They would often strip me naked from top to toe and lay me at full length in their bosoms. Bosoms just old school for titties. So really these giant biddies were ripping off Gulliver's clothes and rubbing them against their boobies. His junk must have been like a thimble to him. Yo, if I was him, hell, I would have tried to hum when they slid me around. Nah, I mean? Number 1, Moby-Dick by Herman Melville. First off, player used dick in the title, so you know that's just legit. After homie Ishmael catches a sperm whale, they have to get the sperm out of the whale's body to make into wax. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze all the morning long. So Ishmael is basically spanking his whale's monkey to try to get its sperm. I squeezed the sperm till a strange sort of insanity came over me, and I found myself unwittingly squeezing my co-laborer's hands in it, mistaking their hands for the gentle globules. So Ishmael squeezes his co-worker's hands on accident, but then decides to just go with it. Such an abounding, affectionate, friendly, loving feeling did this avocation beget, that at last I was continually squeezing their hands and looking up into their eyes sentimentally. Let us all squeeze ourselves into each other. Let us squeeze ourselves universally into the very milk and sperm of kindness. Now, some scholarly gangsters argue that this hand-holding scene is a metaphor, and what Melville really means is that Ishmael started squeezing his own Moby-Dick and the dudes working next to him. If that's the case, then what we have here, ladies and gentlemen, is a classic circle jerk over a dead sperm whale's body. Happens all the time. Call you Ishmael? Indeed, you whale-dick pimp, you. Well, that's the top 5 nastiest sex scenes in literature. If you want to be in the know about more smart shit, be sure to hit that subscribe button, partner. Oh, and check out Thug Notes, man.